When it rains, it pours. I just replaced the battery in this car 2 weeks ago, so that was $200, and now she won't start. We're gonna give it a jump, see if it gets going. Let's give it another shot. Come on. That didn't work. Do I have the things on right? Okay, so I thought for sure jumping it would work, and it did not. I tried my jumper cables from my Jeep. That didn't work, so I was about to pack it in and call it quits. Then I decided to try the jumper cables that I have from the car. We got power, people. See? Let the car run for 15 minutes, turned it off, turned it back on, and here I was thinking I was out of the woods. Can't be the battery. The battery's brand new. My God, there are fucking gnats everywhere in here. It could be the starter, couldn't be the battery. I'm thinking starter. I'm no mechanic. So earlier when I said when it rains, it pours, first the battery went, $200. It's like not a lot, but not great. Then it's already warming up to the point where we need to use our air conditioner. Turn that on, and that's making weird noise. We had to call somebody out, and that was a $2,600 fix. Blower motor was kaput, so we had to replace that. And we also have an international trip coming up, so money problems. Terrific. After further deliberation, it seems that it's probably not the starter. Swap out one $9 cord. That's what we're gonna try. Now, I don't know shit about automotive stuff, obviously, but hopefully ChatGPT's not trying to kill me. So it's telling me all I have to do to replace that with this little guy, and we'll see. Okay. Oh no. Oh, are you kidding me? How the fuck? God damn it. Okay, no more tools up top here. Jesus, you gotta be kidding me. Don't let me forget about that piece in there later. Oh my God, that one hit the ground, I think. Oh, save the bolt. So now, nope, let's not do that. I think ChatGPT might be trying to kill me. I was thinking earlier how funny it is. Times have changed. This isn't a big deal because we have two vehicles, for one. Not a big deal also because Mary works from home, for two. If I need to go get a part, I could just go drive my other car to go get it, and I have the money to go get it. And then I was thinking, man, what would I have done back in the day without the internet? Say this is my only car. I would have had to ride a bike or a skateboard down to the shop, talk to the guy, not knowing what my problem with the car is, buy whatever part he thinks might have worked for me, trial and error. Who knows how many times I would have had to ride a bike or skateboard to and from the shop, and I would have had to get this up and running by tomorrow because I have to go to work. And it's just funny how like times have changed. You know, there's like almost no friction in your problems these days. Barely any friction. I won't say no friction. This is friction because I created this problem for myself. Okay, I'm no engineer or electrician. I'm thinking if I can break this whole piece off where it's like soldered on, I'm guessing. This piece can be squished under there. I don't know how I'm gonna break that off. So after even more further deliberation, this was not the thing I needed to buy. I need to buy a whole new negative battery terminal and ground assembly. I don't need to take this off of this and try to replace it with this because that won't work. I just need to buy a whole new one of these, which I guess is simple enough to fix. I got this out. It seems pretty straightforward how to replace it. I just need to get a new one. That's all. Back at O'Reilly, returned that part that was useless to me. Asked him about this and he said, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Okay, how much?" $300 for this fucking thing. But I did get one of these little extendable magnet. So when I drop shit, I don't have to take the car apart just to get one screw or bolt or whatever the fuck I dropped down in there. All right, we're back, nerds. Guess what came in the mail today? This is the new one. This is the old one. And if you look real close, right there, there's like a burn mark or something. That's why this is not working. This one's nice and clean. Let's go. Plugs into this little guy. Okay. Oh God. And now there's nothing. Okay, so it jumped. Seems okay. It's 3:23 right now. I'll let it run for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I will unhook it, turn the car off, and see where we're at, I guess. Forgot the most important tool when fixing cars. A nice Mic Ultra. This probably looks really bad. I'm not drinking and driving. I'm drinking and fixing. This thing just sounds like it's running so weak. Balls. All right, We're gonna take this little bad boy for a drive around the block and see what happens. So far, so good. Okay, just drove the car around for 10 minutes. I was just doing one big loop so many times that I feel kind of sick now. All right, well, that was a lot. Everything I did to try to fix the car didn't work. Eventually, I think I narrowed it down to the alternator. So I bought a new refurbished alternator from AutoZone. Took about an afternoon to install that in the car. It still wasn't working. So I was like, okay, it has to be the battery, even though the battery was brand new. So I just unhooked the battery, took it with me in the Jeep to work the next day, and took it back to the same AutoZone by my work. And I was like, hey man, listen, you remember me? I bought this 2 weeks ago. I don't think it's working anymore. So the guy was like, I don't know, man. It's pretty unlikely that a new battery would be, dead, basically. And he's like, as he's saying, he's like, I don't know, I don't really think the battery is, oh, nope, yep, it's dead, as he's like hooking the thing up to it. And I was like, sweet, get me a new one, because I bought the warranty. So I got another brand new battery, came home, installed it, boom, perfect. And I was like, all this stuff, like the cord I replaced, all the time I wasted, the alternator was like $400, and the afternoon I wasted doing that was like none of the problem. It was the battery the whole time. Then, let's see what happens after that. Mary takes the Jeep out to go see a friend. She's on her way back, and boom, blowout. She blows out the rear left tire, I think. So she blows the tire out. She's like, hey, I'm on the side of the highway, I need help. I'm like, oh shit, all right, well, it's a good thing I got the car up and running. The spare tire on the back of the Jeep already had a screw in it, and I've been putting that off for like a year. So I had to buy a whole new set of tires, which probably was like $700 to $800, I think. That was another dent in the wallet. I'm like, okay, finally, done. That's the last thing. Now, when we go to Japan, we're not gonna have any fun money, but we'll just go to Japan and just do whatever. Driving to work Monday, after the Jeep tire blew out, there's a hill that I have to go over. The lights start flickering in the car, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, it's like making weird noises and doing this. And I'm like, just make it to the top of the hill, make it to the top of the hill. And then finally just bam, hard. And then I like lose all control trying to get over to the shoulder. And no one's letting me over, of course. I finally get over, get to the top of the hill, and I stop. Car's dead. Now what? I've replaced everything that I have the capability to replace. Mary has AAA, call them. I'm like, hey, look, I'm broke down on the side of the highway. So the tow truck driver comes, picks me up. He loads the car up, and he's like, all right, where to? And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I've never had a car towed before. Like, what do I do? And he's like, well, take it to a shop. Start, Googling or whatever, and I find one nearby. That place was actually super cool. Tow truck driver drops me off at the shop. I wait around a little bit. I gotta wait until the shop opens, so there's a coffee shop nearby. I'm just gonna go head over to the coffee shop. So I start walking that way. Then I notice a guy parked near the shop, and he's kind of like looking at me, and I'm like, hey, morning. And he says good morning, and then he's like kind of looking at me weird. So I'm like, do you work here at the shop? And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, oh, you're not open yet. I don't want to bug you. I was gonna tell you that I'll be seeing you in a few minutes when you open. And he was just like, no, man, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. So I give him the whole situation, and he's like, all right, cool. Well, you're on your way to coffee? Cool. Go ahead and go get your coffee. I'll get a lift to pick you up from the coffee shop and take you to work, and then I'll give you a call and let you know what's going on with your car. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds great. Grabbed a coffee at a new coffee spot, which is pretty good. Got a lift to work. I was only like 2 hours late, I think, that day. Anyway, the whole moral of the story, I kind of fucked up. I think what happened was when I installed the new alternator, I plugged it in the wrong way. It shorted out the alternator, I think. Yeah, just shut everything down, and I fucked everything up. So that was all my fault. On top of that, after all that shit, the sink in the kitchen was smelling weird. And I was like, all right, maybe there's like a clog making it stink because it's been stinking for, I don't know, a week or so. And so I'm like, all right, let's go try to fix this now. And I go and I look under, and like the pipe out of the wall is like hanging down. Kind of like push it up. Let go, goes down again. Like, what the hell? So like push it up again, and I'm like looking at it. I'm not like moving it around. I'm just kind of like holding it up and looking at it, and then bam, breaks off behind the drywall. And I was like, terrific, right? So yet another cost on top of all the other bullshit. That was the last big expense that happened. Started this video saying when it rains, it pours. I had no idea how much it was gonna pour. Life just happens. It's good that we're in a spot now where things like this don't totally devastate us financially. We have a savings. We had to dip into the savings a little bit to fix all, pay for all those fixes. Life. No matter how bad things get, just remember, they can always get worse. always. Moral of the story. Stay tuned for next week when we fly to Japan in a very fashionable manner. Of course, when I start filming, it gets really windy, so I'm sure you're hearing nothing but that. Oh my god, I can't grab the right size. Nope. Okay, so this one was too big. The one size small down from this is too small. What the f? Oh shit. That was a lot easier than I was expecting. Learn your lesson, Eric. Learn your lesson. Don't put things right here because they don't want to come back up. What? Oh boy. I really thought that was going to work. I don't know what else to do. That's snug as a bug in a rug. Over. I don't like going in circles. It's gross.